Guys, welcome to another episode of Good Morning Meeting. Hyped today to talk to Tyler Wakefield. He's at almost 300K on the year. It's June 17th. He is a rep who's crushed it year after year after year. And let's kind of tune in with him and just ask him, what are some of the things that he's doing to help him have, the experience and the results that he's having this year. So without further ado, let's call Tyler. Tyler, what's up, bro?
What's up?
You driving out to
Not
area?
much, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. You driving out to area or the morning
Hey,
meeting right now?
morning meeting.
Love that. Well, guys, let's welcome Tyler to the podcast. Give you a little background. Tyler is kind of the epitome of why you do this job, right? Lives for 7 or 8 months on Oahu, living the dream with his wife and his twins. Then works for 5 months. He's kind of the sale that we always pitch. Like go sell and make a ton of money for 5 months and live the dream life for the other seven. But more importantly than that, Tyler, you are crushing it right now. Your team is crushing it. You're at almost 300K. It's June 17th. Dude, let's just dive in. Tell the dude what is working for you. Is this are you on pace to have your biggest summer ever if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, by far, yeah. It's like I only ever broke like 30 or 35K on like a week. I just had like two almost 50K weeks back to back. Like we're
Sheesh.
pacing, we're doing awesome. And thanks again, man. Huge shout.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I live a great life and I love it. But yeah, what's working for me? It's like I get this question asked a lot in my morning meetings. Like what's working, what's not working, what's different. And I think I'd rather just focus on like what's different between this year and like past years.
Okay.
I might be like a little spiritual on this. So like if anyone's listening to this podcast right now and like you don't believe in God or like faith isn't something in your background, like maybe go listen to a different good morning meeting. But I think this one could like dive in if you're locked in on this.
I love it.
So things that's been helping me a bunch is just like trusting in him a lot more. It's like I think this job is spiritual. People think it's like mental and like all the things. I think it's more spiritual than anything. And what I mean by that, maybe I can give you an example. Maybe this would help you, Parker. Um, like for example, throughout your day you're knocking doors, and then every now and then like you just get this like feeling of like, hey, you should go knock that door. And it's like, okay, it's kind of like a weird feeling. Like I was doing my like doors back to back, and all of a sudden it's like you should go knock that door, and it's like, okay, kind of a weird thought. But in the past, I sometimes would brush it off, like, like it was probably just a weird thought that came in my head. This year though, I've taken it like super seriously, and like I'm just gonna follow every prompting that I get. So like this year, like for example, if I get that feeling, I go knock the door. And what do you think usually happens, Parker?
Oh, I guarantee you something good. And it may not always be
Well,
that door, but it probably puts you in the right situation.
exactly. It's like usually when I knock the door, actually nothing happens. Usually it's like not an answer or like they boot me off like extremely quickly. But what the coolest thing is that I've like found is that it usually sets up my days perfectly. It's like the fact that I spent 30 seconds or 45 seconds getting booted by the random Ken that I was supposed to knock on his door, then sets me up perfectly for the rest of my day to find like the person that was driving home from the grocery store at the perfect time. She's getting out of her car, and then I was able to like interact with her and get the sale because of the interaction prior in the day. So I think what's just been helping me a lot is like just trusting that like everything happens for a reason. For example, like give rep A, he goes, he's like getting a sale, and then everyone's had this happen when you're like having the credit card in hand, and all of a sudden like the customer just tears out and she's like, wait, never mind, I don't want to do it. And then like the
Cancel it.
husband
Cancel it.
busts in, like blows the whole deal up, and you're just like you try and save it, obviously, like do everything you can to get the deal. But sometimes like you just can't save the deals. And I think rep A would probably think like, oh man, like bro, like this is like screwed up, man. Like what the heck? Why does it always happen to me? However, on my side, it's like I get out of that interaction, I'm like, thank goodness that happened. Like I'm so grateful that has happened because I had to learn something. Or maybe it was like setting my day up perfectly so I can go get the bandwagon even hotter in a different section of my neighborhood and sell even more, having them just gotten that one first deal. So I think it's just going at the mindset of like, dude, like everything happens for a reason. Like this job, I think people sometimes think, oh, like this neighborhood's been like knocked like crazy before. Like, why does it always happen to me? Or like, oh, this like, um, the weather's terrible. Why does it always happen to me? It's like, no, I'm so grateful everything happens to me because we learn from it. And if we keep that mindset of like everything's happening to me for a reason, I can grow because of it. I can learn because of it. I can get more sales because of it. It's like that's just helped me night and day this year compared to all my previous years.
Guys, there's a couple of things I want to touch on here. So number one, Tyler, you and I are very similar. And I don't think it's a bad thing to talk about spirituality on a podcast because the question wasn't, hey, dude, what's working for you in this little box? It's like, hey, that's what's working for you. And if that's what's working for you, then there's going to be people that's going to resonate with. And you and I are similar that I actually had that happen all the time. So whether you believe in God or some higher power or whatever it is, I just believed that there was a God that cared about me and that wanted me to be successful. And so I remember my prayers were just interesting. It'd be like, "Hey, help me be in the right times at the right places today. Help me have good conversations. Help me talk to people. Help me get sales." I don't think it's an unethical or a bad thing to ask God to help me to be successful. And the same thing, dude. I can't tell you how many times I'd be like, "Ah, I just have this feeling like I need to go knock that street." Go knock the street, and I get just blasted for an hour, and I'm like, "Well, what the heck?" But then all of a sudden I go back to where I was, and then I catch 5 people in a row home that I would have never caught had I stayed there. Again, it's
Yep.
that it's just setting things up. The other thing with that, guys, is, let's say you don't believe in God. What could still be the takeaway from this is the stories that you tell yourself, right? This has been a common theme that I've seen among so many reps is, dude, it sounds like Tyler's just telling himself productive stories. 2 people have the same situation. One has a tear out, person cancels, and the story that Tyler tells himself is, "Wow, I'm way glad that happened because it probably set my day up for something even better to happen." Where so many other reps go, "Oh my gosh, yep, that person just reminded me why I suck at this job. Dude, I can never get anyone to freaking get through the credit card. This sucks." And so, there's so many different parallels from this, but dude, I love that you are shamelessly willing to talk about when the question is asked, "Hey, what's working for you?" You're like, "Yeah, it's a spiritual game. I believe that there's a God who is willing to help me and that is sending me impressions and things that I follow, and oftentimes it's not necessarily the exact impression that the miracle happens. It's that I'm willing to follow it and everything else sets up from that." So, super cool, dude. What else
Yeah.
is working for you? Because again, you went from never having more than almost like a 32K week to almost doubling that, having like 50 plus K weeks, and not just once, but multiple times. So, is there anything else that you can think of that's just been working? Because to be clear, for those of you that don't know Tyler, um, people, as they add more into their lives, can oftentimes use that additional stuff that they put on their plate as an excuse to why they're not being successful. Here's what I mean by that. Tyler goes from managing a small team last year to managing a little bit of a bigger team. Goes from having no kids to having twins, which I can't even fathom how that's even possible. I think about how hard having one kid is, and then doubling that. And so as Tyler has added more onto his plate, he hasn't let that be an excuse as to why he's not successful. It's actually made him more successful. So, dude, how has that, like, adding more to your plate, why do you think you're having more success rather than less?
Yeah. Well, first off, I think shout out Brooke, like Brooke Wakefield. She's the best. Like, I couldn't live this life without her. Like, she's amazing. So I'd be remiss if I didn't like first shout out my wife. Like, in this job, marry the right person. It's like if you marry the right person, life's just easy. I think you'd
Agreed.
probably agree with that, Parker.
I
Bailey's
agree.
Bailey's amazing too. So first of all, marry the right person. But I think the other thing is this too. It's like, um, I don't know if I have like a great answer to be honest. With like adding more stuff on your plate helps you either do better or worse or like however it works. I just think that like it's just part of life. It's like I remember when you're younger in high school, it's like dude, like this like high school basketball game is like the most important thing in the world, or like dude, like I cannot fathom having more on my plate right now. And now looking back, you're like, dude, that was like the easiest time of my life. It's like life just always gets harder, I think, and it's never about like oh like he has it harder than me or like they have it better than me or like oh, I wish I had this or that. It's like, no, just being grateful for what you do have, I think is the biggest thing. It's like perspective is everything in life. Like me and a rep were talking this week. He just said, man, like this life gets so much easier. Sorry, this job gets so much easier when you're grateful. I think that's a huge thing. I saw like this fun quote the other day where it was like, you take like a normal basketball, what is it worth, Parker?
10
It's like
bucks?
15, $20 maybe. Yeah. It's like you put it in the hands of Michael Jordan though, and what does it become? Like the value like skyrockets. It's like you take like a normal football, you it's like probably worth 10, $15. But you put it in the hands of like Tom Brady and that football becomes like priceless. It's like, and then imagine like us, it's like, cool, whose hands are we in? It's like we're in the hands of God. Like we become this like infinite and eternal. Like if we're in God's hands, it's not like the object itself, it's whose hands we're in. And so if we're in God's hands, like we'll be okay. Like life is meant for us to grow and become better. And if we're in his hands, like there's nothing that can go wrong. And that's like looking at like a spiritual game, like in sales, but like also like in just life in general. It's like obviously the sales podcast, like looking at like, oh, I had a slow week or like I had a good week. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter because we're still in like God's hands. Like everything's gonna be okay in the end. Like we're learning, we're growing, like he has a plan for us. But on life too, it's like things happen in our life, like family members pass away, we lose jobs, like things happen in our life that maybe not be great or they might be amazing, but like at the end of the day, dude, we're all gonna be okay. It's like God has a plan for us. And I saw another quote that made me laugh where it was like, um, you know, you stress out a lot for somebody who's never, whose God's never. You for a person that God has never let you down before, you stress out a lot. And so it's like kind of remember like, oh yeah, like God's never let me down before. Like why am I always stressing? It's like, yeah, don't stress. Like life is amazing, life's great, and if we just trust in Him, like nothing can go wrong.
I love it, dude. It reminds me, I guess we're on the quote train today, guys. So maybe write down some of these quotes. But a quote that I love that I think encapsulates a lot of that is, dude, the amount of good things in your life depends on your ability to notice them. Right? And so, dude, it's funny because I just got off another podcast with Jacob Griffith, and one of the things that he talked about is he said, "Dude, I've chosen to be happy and be grateful and be thankful, and that's one of the reasons he feels like he's having such amazing results." And it sounds like it's a similar thing with you, dude. You're just choosing to be grateful. Dude, this job does have a lot of negative. It has a lot of things that are really hard. What are things that you do on a day to day basis to help you maintain a spirit of gratitude and of thankfulness and of happiness?
Yeah. I think it's just like looking at the things that you do have that you really love. It's like every morning I gotta wake up, I gotta look next to me and like I see my two twin babies, like Gracie and Oliver, like they're my world. It's like amazing. I have my wife on the other side. Like life is just great when like you put the things that you care about in front of you, and like it's easier to remember them too. Like my lock screen on my iPad is like what? My family. It's like I have like my dream board. It's like having the things just around you and like seeing them just naturally makes it easier to be grateful. It's like if we just live our days and we just go passively throughout them, I think it's easy to forget all the amazing things that we have in our lives. But if you put things in front of your face, whether it's your lock screen or you have reminders, like there's a rep on my team who gave the training the other day, Devin Rainey, he's doing amazing.
Dog.
And he had all of us like put like reminders on our like alarms on our phones, like at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. And they would remind us of things that we're grateful for or to like focus on something. So that way, throughout your like life, you're not just like passively going throughout your days, but you have reminders set up to like help you get back on track if like you are off track. Or if you're dialed and like the reminder comes up, it just makes you even more dialed. So I think just doing little things like that of like intentionally like putting things in front of your face to remember like all the amazing things we have in life.
Yeah. Dude, it's funny that you say that because so I got this thing, shout out to Aura Frame. It's, AURA, I think is what it's called. And it's this picture frame that puts pictures in front of you and you can like add pictures to it. And it just like goes through this slideshow. And work can be something that's really stressful. Lots of pressure, lots of, times where I'm overwhelmed or stressed. But this Aura frame that sits on my desk literally just cycles through pictures of all the best times of my life. Pictures with friends, pictures with family. There's pictures of me and Tyler on there. And dude, it's funny because no matter how bad my day is
Shredding the
going,
gnar, you know,
that's right,
pipeline,
dude.
yeah,
Rock piles.
of course.
Hey, that was a good surf sesh. But guys, like it's so interesting how this picture frame has just no matter how my day is going, it reminds me how good my life is. It reminds me how many memories I have, how many people I have that love me, how many good things are happening. And I think it's the same thing that you're saying. It's like, yeah, dude, there's so many things going on with the day, but seeing your lock screen, getting a reminder, dude, there's so many things. And I think that there's no surprise that there's a common trend over the last few weeks of the reps like Tyler that are having the most success are also the most grateful. And they are not only grateful, but they're recognizing all the good in their lives. And it's no surprise that the results follow. So, dude, Tyler, absolutely crushing it, dude. I think everyone can take a page out of your book. Learn to turn this into a spiritual game. Learn to recognize the good in your life and the gratitude. Any last minute thoughts or advice for the people? Someone sitting to this is going, "Hey, like I'm not having the results that Tyler's having. I want to have the results that Tyler's having." Any last minute pieces of advice?
Yeah, I think the last thing I would just toss on is this. It's like I started applying a lot more this year where I did my first year. For those that didn't know, my first year I actually sold like I sold and serviced 300K of revenue my first rookie year. Allentown, Pennsylvania. Love
Shout
it.
out.
Pocono Mountains. But what I remember doing like my first year is like after every single sale, it's like I would just say a little prayer, like, hey God, thanks for helping me get that. Like I know that was you. It like wasn't me. And I would do that like consistently after every single sale. It's like I would just take a second, like pause and just be like grateful and say thanks. And I think the next 2 years I sold really well. So I sold 500K, sorry, 470, then 500K, then 540. It's like I've always sold like really well the years after, but I think just this year it's like I've been putting a lot more into practice, like what I was doing my rookie year, where it's like I would just pray and say thanks after every single deal. And so I think if like you're not having a ton of success, I think it's just applying that, where even if you're not getting deals, but like you're just grateful or saying thanks to God for every interaction you have throughout the day. It's like your days just can't go wrong. It's like I can sell zero in a day. I get in the car, and if I sit down and had God in my life all day long, it's like dude, the days are amazing. People are great. Like life's amazing, and if we just focus on the things that are amazing, which life is just amazing in general, it's like how can you have a bad day?
Guys, this has been super impactful for me personally. Shout out to you, Tyler, for having a spirit of gratitude, for turning this into a spiritual game. And guys, thank you. And Tyler, we'll catch you next week on another episode of Good Morning Meeting.
Appreciate it, Parker. See
See you,
ya.
dude.